Well, Ryan Lindell looks pretty good.
Yeah, I never seen the guy kick the ball out of the end zone the whole time he was with the Bills. He's kicking him like into the stands.
I don't think he was doing the kickoffs.
Oh, it wasn't him?
He just did the 53-yarder. Although I thought he couldn't kick over 50 yards. Chan Gailey said he couldn't.
It wasn't him on the kickoff.
Couldn't do it.
I didn't pay attention to that.
It was kind of weird seeing him out there. But, hey, the big story today is the Bills can't stop the run. Quarterback had no time. So whether you like him or not, it's hard to really get a good feel for the game when you're running for your life. And, hey, maybe he's not throwing it quick enough. I don't know. I keep
saying in my head, 1, 2, 3, throw the ball. 1, 2, 3, throw the ball. And he never gets rid of it. It's like, I don't know. He's still a rookie. I hate to say to give up on the guy, but you know what? If there's a quarterback in the draft early, I wouldn't be afraid to pick him.
Well, why aren't they getting... I mean, I see, what's his name goes over and talks to him on the sideline, but why not get in his face? Hey, throw the effing ball out of there.
Yeah.
Just toss it out.
It's 27-6. There's 6 minutes left in the game. It's 3rd and 10 or 2nd and 10, and he's afraid of taking an interception. He just takes sack,
even the
guys didn't do a good job today. Plain and simple. Just got to get better. Plain and simple. I mean, we got to win games, got to get better. As a quarterback, it's my responsibility to do that.
Why not just throw it out of bounds? Just throw it far out of bounds. I mean, who cares? Just get rid of it.
Did they throw a bomb all day? Do you remember them throwing one bomb?
No, I don't remember. He didn't try it this time. I don't know if he didn't have time.
Just let go. Just let one go. So what happened? I went up to the bathroom, came down. You said we had an 83-yard...
Yeah, 83-yard touchdown. A fake 83-yard touchdown because they had a phantom holding call. Well, at least according to Mark Kelso on the radio, phantom holding call. I was on the way here because I had given up. We started this video a little bit early. And, hey, whatever. We wouldn't have given us the game,
No. This game we lost in every phase except for... I mean, we have big plays. What do we have? An interception by Bird. Bird made a couple nice hits, too. What were you saying about Bird?
I was saying Bird might want to be on another team. I can sort of see why, because he makes... Well, although, you know what? He didn't make the tackle on the 80-yard touchdown run in the beginning, so he looks like he whiffed on that one. But he had a nice pick, and he did a couple other nice things.
Yeah, let's talk about that first play of the game. Kiko Alonso gets a little bit of a stiff arm, doesn't make the tackle. If Kiko doesn't make the tackle, nobody does. I was saying, Puslowski, they used to say he used to make tackles 10 yards down the field all the time. I'm saying, I wonder how many of those would have went for touchdowns if he hadn't made it. We need another linebacker to help him come out. And, if he doesn't, somebody else has got to make tackles. They just, it seems like they run to that right side or the left side, and all of a sudden they get through that first line, and there's no linebacker there to get them.
Yeah, and I'm not understanding what's going on. I'm sure plenty of people, you're watching the television, and you see a lot of action at the line, all our guys, and the running back just sort of slides right through. And like you said, even if, now I know Alonso missed the tackle, and that is what it is. I mean, hey, it sucks. But there's got to be somebody else around.
You're not going to make every tackle, and sometimes the guy makes a nice stiff arm, just hits you just right. You're diving into it, and it's just a perfect time.
And last week, those 2 touchdown runs, those could have been 150-yard touchdown runs. They just happened to only be 20 because they were right there.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, this one went for 80, and it's the same thing. You got to... If you're going over 5, you can't just say, well, if he gets to 5 yards, hey, it's gravy, it's touchdown.
Even I think Berline says, well, you take away those big plays, and the Buffalo defense is playing pretty good. Well, like I said before, you can't take them away. They did them. And you know what? If you take away all the big plays all year long, the Bills have the best defense in the NFL because they're great. Sure. They're great, except for letting up those huge big plays. And they got to learn to stop doing that. I don't know how. I need more linebackers, more linemen, being a better coach, different refs. Maybe we can get different refs for our games.
Well, another thing, too, is I see, and hey, it's great. I love that we have all these sacks, but, you're moving, what's his name around, like Darius, he's on the end.
Well, those are the positive things. I mean, we're leading the league in sacks and close to leading them in interceptions. The other kid had a nice interception again today, Gilmore. He played him solid. He boxed him out. He played perfect defense, and the rookie quarterback tried to throw into the teeth of the great coverage here by Gilmore. But yeah, so there's positives. I was looking at the paper, and in the middle of the week, and looking for where's the Bills in defense, where are the Bills in offense when they list the whole league, and we're not at the bottom as we normally are. We're someplace in the middle in both of them from the AFC. We're in the middle in defense, in the middle in offense. We're not, gangbusters statistically, but we're certainly better than we were for the last 13 years. But again, you take away those big plays, and maybe we're a decent team. I don't know.
Well, the thing about it is even though the stats, the sacks and the interceptions, those things are nice. Darius, we picked him 3rd overall. It's nice to see him having 7 or 8 sacks with still a few games to go. But if you're trying to stop the run, just like you always say, whether it's Ted Washington or Pat Williams, you need a big, stout guy. Yeah, sure, maybe he'll get a sack here and there, but you need him eating up 2 guys.
Yeah.
You can't have him.
And that's the thing. I just don't know if it's his fault or the linebacker's fault. Pat Williams and those guys didn't get a lot of tackles in the game. They would, they would take control of the line. You're hoping that the linebackers come in. You see these linebackers engaging linemen and not doing anything. Maybe the defensive linemen should be engaging more of the linemen. But you really have to bounce off those tackles and get yourself in a position to make. Bounce off those blocks and get yourself in a position to make tackles. I was saying, who's this number 57 at the end? They made a nice run against us up the sideline. The backup linebacker, what was his name, Byram or something?
Yeah, who knows?
And he just put his head into the lineman, and they just ran right by him. I mean, the linemen have to do that. So I don't know what the answer is. I would.
Well, I just think that they have to. I mean, I know Darius has a lot of talent, but hey, maybe it's best served that he just squats down and blocks the hole. Why? If you're trying to penetrate, you're gonna go, because that's what happens in these big runs. We go upfield, and they just scoot right past us. Our guys, they broke the line.
What they're saying. We're over aggressive. We're not, keeping our lane solid. And then that one seam and the guy's gone. I don't know. I just don't get it. But our defense is not the defense we hope that defensive line would be. We shut down running. We get all these accolades. You hear
they would say
Berline
most talented.
Yeah, the most talented 2 guys in the middle. I mean, where is it on the scoreboard? You got to win games. That's the bottom line. 1990, we won 13-3. We lost we lost 3 games on the road. That was it. That whole year.
Yeah, and Jeff Wright isn't exactly going to be on anyone's Hall of Fame list anytime soon. But whatever, he did the job, and he wasn't a space eater either. And we weren't at the time. If any of y'all remember, we weren't exactly shutting people. Well. Actually, we were sometimes. We were shutting people right down. I don't remember a time. Actually, as they always said, we had the bend but don't break. Our defense was a weak point, but I don't think our defense has ever been as good in 10 years as it was then.
It's easier to bend and break when they're running. I mean, they're playing catch up because Kelly and the boys are, that year.
That's true.
We played Green Bay and BB had 5 touchdowns a game, and the defense gave up 30 points, but we still won 45-30 or something like that. So. That's why the statistics weren't always that great on that defense. But the bottom line is they knew how to win. They learned how to win. And this team just doesn't, ever since Levy left, doesn't seem to know how to win the games. And we just say, take away a couple plays and we're right in it. But it's always like that. When we were 13-3 or 3-13, it was always like, take a couple away plays. When we went, we beat the Jets in 1990. By 2 points. We beat Miami by a couple points. There was all these close games. You just don't know what's going to happen.
But you know what though?
We beat Kansas City 29-20 or 27-28, 29-28, and we scored those 3 touchdowns in 77 seconds.
Against Denver.
And we got totally dominated that game in every statistical category, but we just knew how to win the game. We figured out how to win, and that's what they got to do. I don't care about any of this other stuff. Just learn how to win the games. They were talking on the radio on the way home. What defines a great quarterback? And would you pick a guy like Peyton Manning's brother for
Eli Manning.
Eli Manning, if he was available right now, would you pick him? And everyone said, yeah, I would take him. He's won 2 Super Bowls. He's in the playoffs almost every year. I would take him a minute. That, to me, would be a definition of a great quarterback. But if you look at his stats, he probably doesn't compare to all these other guys. But he's had some big years. He's had 4,000-yard passing years. And
first 3 years, though, people thought he was a bum.
Yeah, but the bottom line, he wins. You win games. I keep going back to Troy Aikman. He'd go 11 for 19 for 187 yards, and they would win the game. So you just gotta. Did you think like Joe Montana was a a great quarterback as far as physical structure and arm
Well,
strength or
no,
anything like
and
that.
they played a difference.
But they
back then
won.
the stats weren't that
All
big.
he did was win.
Yeah, but they also had a lot better team.
Well, yeah, but it was
overall.
all, and it's true. It was such a good team that when they brought Steve Young in, they still kept on winning games. But the bottom line is he's got to learn how to win, and right now he's not showing evidence of comfort in the pocket. He's not showing evidence of being a winner or being able to win games. Winning games occurs on third down. And we went, I think, for their first 6 series on third down, he just couldn't complete a pass. So I don't care about any other pass besides the third down pass and keeping the drive alive. And that's what makes you a great quarterback when the game's on the line. And then he's throwing balls that I don't know where he's throwing them to.
Oh, hopefully he knows. As long as, well, you know what? I've said it the whole year. He's had a horseshoe up his ass as far as these interceptions.
And he didn't
Today,
yesterday.
he must have left it at home, or they must have got it on the metal detector on the airplane because he didn't have it this year or this game, and he threw about 4 picks.
Well, we're supposed to beat the 0-8 starting Tampa Bay, and we're supposed to beat Jacksonville next week, and then we're supposed to beat the Dolphins, and then we were supposed to beat New England the last game of the season and make the playoffs at 8-8. Well, Nate, it doesn't look like it's going to happen. I hope they have some competitive ball left in them the last couple of games, but I literally hope they lose the games just for the purpose of getting a better draft pick. But I can never root for us to lose to Miami, so I gotta root for that game. I can never root for us to lose to New England, so I gotta root for that game.
Yeah.
So the only other game is Jacksonville, so I'm not gonna root against the Bills there. So let's hope they can win 7 games and show us that they're learning how to win.
Well, and our offensive line is getting worse, and that's not so good either. It's definitely not good when Manuel doesn't look much better than that other guy. What's his
Well,
name?
nobody looks that good. I don't know.
Well, what's the other guy's name?
Glennon?
No, our guy.
Lewis.
Lewis.
Thaddeus Lewis. So, okay, I mean, their offensive line looked bad. The defensive line looked bad. The running backs couldn't run the ball today. Everybody had a hard time. Manuel threw the ball, led that poor receiver. What was his? Woods, Robert Woods, and just got his clock cleaned by Revis. I mean, even Berline's saying he's got to learn not to do that.
Oh, is that when it turned into
Stop
the
him
interception?
Yeah, it bounced in the air. All right, we're like at 11 or 12 minutes now.
That's okay.
so.
You've probably turned it off. All right, see ya.
God
Go
bless
Bills.
America. That's why I got my flag on. God bless America.